Good evening, dear children. So, today's topic is area conversion. Okay, area is what? Area is the total space occupied by 2D shapes. Any 2D shapes. Okay, the total area is the space total inside in that 2D shape is called area. Okay, so now area is measured always in square centimeters, square meter, or square kilometers. Okay, so this is the symbol of cm square, m square, and km square. Okay, cm, m, and kilometer. Kilometer is bigger than meter, meter is bigger than cm square. Okay, and sometimes we are measuring in mm square also. So we can write here also mm square. Okay, now another unit is hectares. Area is also measured in hectares and miles. Hectares and miles, they are also the other unit of area. Now look here, this is the table of length conversion, not the area conversion. You know length is measured in kilometers, meters, centimeter, mm, and hectare. But between hectares and meters we have decameter. Between hectares and meters we have decameter. DA is called decameters and DM is equals to centimeters. So you can see this is from biggest to smallest. So first is kilometers, second is hectares, third is decameter, then meters, decimeter, and centimeter, and mm. Now you just remember that between each unit there is a difference of 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Not difference, we can say we are multiplying with 10. Okay, so to find out kilometer to hectares, or from hectares to decameters, or from decameters to meters, meters to decimeters, okay, we are multiplying with 10 each time. So 1 kilometer, 10 hectares, 1 hectare, 10 decameter, 1 decameter, 10 meters, 1 meters, 10 decimeter, and same thing for down. But sometimes they are telling you to convert from the smallest to biggest unit. Okay, the smallest is mm. So sometimes in the questions they are telling you to convert from mm to cm. So you will do opposite. You will divide with 10. So 1 mm. So to convert from mm to cm you will divide with 10. Cm to dm you are dividing with 10. So between each there is a 10, 10, 10, division of 10, multiplication of 10. So just children remember, when you are converting from bigger to smaller, you will multiply, and from smaller to bigger, you will divide. Okay, now if I say 1 kilometer, how many meters? Just count the zeros. 1, 2, 3. So 30 means 1000. So you will multiply with 1000. 1 kilometer, 1000 meters. If I say 1 kilometer, how many centimeters? So check, centimeter is here. So just find out how many zeros are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So means 10,000. So 1 kilometer, 10,000 centimeters. 1 kilometer, how many meters? Sorry, mm. So just count the 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we will say 100,000 millimeter. Okay, but if I say find from smaller to bigger, so let's see meter to kilometer, then in this case you will divide with 1000, not multiply with 1000. Okay, now this is not for area, this is only for length. But when we are coming to area, we are doubling the zeros. The process is same. Okay, the steps are same, just we are doubling the zeros. So if I say 1 km square, how many hectares? So you see the difference, only one. Bigger to smaller you are multiplying, smaller to bigger you will divide. So now I am talking about bigger to smaller, so you will multiply with 10 for 1 kilometer hectare, but I am talking here for square. So you will double the zeros. 10 times 10, 100. Just square the 10. So 10 times 10, 100. So you will say 1 kilometer, 100 hectares. Okay, please don't put the square sign for hectares. The hectares we are writing only HA. Okay, we are not putting power of 2 on it. Okay, now if I say 1 kilometers, how many meters square? So you know that 1 kilometer square, 1 kilometer is 1000 meters. So 1 kilometer square will be 1000 times 1000. Okay, 1000 times 1000. So it will be 100,000. 1 at 6 zeros. Okay, not 100,000. It's 1 million. Okay, so 1 kilometer square equals to 1 million meter square. Okay, in the same way, if I say how many centimeter square to mm square. So first you find out how many centimeter to mm. Centimeter to mm is 10. So centimeter square will be double. So 10 times 10 will be 100. So 1 cm square will be 100 mm square. Now look here, 1 meter square, how many centimeter square? Meter square to centimeter, meter to centimeter is 100. You can see this is meter, this is centimeter. Meter to centimeter is 100. So 100 times 100 will be 10,000. So 1 meter square will be 10,000 centimeter square. Similarly, 1 meter square, how many mm square? So from meter to mm is, you can see there are 3 zeros. That is 1000. 1 meter, 1000 mm. So 1000 times 1000, again you will do 6 zeros then. So 1, 2, in the same way children, whichever unit they are telling you, if they are telling you kilometer to mm, just count the zeros, multiply with the same number of zero. If I say kilometer to DA, kilometer to DA is 2 numbers. Okay, so square will be 100 times 100. So 4 zeros, that is 10,000. Okay, now let's do some questions here. For instance, I am telling you 2 kilometers square, how many, let's say hectares. You know 1 kilometer is 10 hectares. So 2 kilometers square will be 10 times 10, 100. So it will be 200 hectares. Okay, so always when you are writing paper, if you forget, you can draw this table in the corner. Just remember the sequence of the length, which is the biggest and which is the smallest. Okay, don't change the sequence, don't skip some unit inside. Okay, now if I am giving you here 2000, let's say mm square. Now I am writing the smaller unit first and then you are converting from smaller to bigger. What you will do? You will divide. Small to big, divide. Big to small, multiply. Okay, so mm square is small. And if I say how many meters square? Okay, so first you find without square. You know 1 meter is 1000 mm. Okay, so 1 meter square will be 1000 times 1000. Okay, so and that too you will divide because you are converting from smaller to bigger. So divide with 6 zeros because 1000 times 1000 will be 1 million. Okay, so you have 3 zeros here, cancel out this 3 zero. 3 zeros are still remain, so you will divide. So it will be 0.002. Okay, now sometimes you are having the question with decimal. Okay, so like 8.4, I say hectares, how many meters square? Okay, now you know that hectares to meter square is how much? Is how much? Hectare to meter is how much? 100. So hectare to meter square will be 100 times 100, 10,000. Okay, so you will multiply because we are converting from big to small. So you will multiply with 10,000. When we are multiplying with 10,000, you know decimal move towards right. If you are dividing, decimal move towards left. Okay, so you will multiply and decimal will go how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times towards right. So write 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is your answer. So 84,000 meters square. Okay, one more example. Let's say I am giving you, let's take small to big now. Okay, so 7,890 cm square, how many kilometers square? So first you find 1 km, how many cm, and then that many double the zeros. So 1 km is how many centimeters? You can see. Draw this table. 1 km is here and cm is here. So count the zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there are 5 zeros. So 5 plus 5. So 10 zeros will come and you are dividing with 10. Why? Because we are converting from smaller to big. So 7 0.0890 divided by 10 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so just go left side 10 times because there is no decimal here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where I reach on 10, okay, you put decimal here. And these space occupied, you add zeros here. So your final answer will be 0.123456 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is your final answer. Okay, but this topic is basically starts from grade 7. Okay, so in grade 7, you just have to remember hectares, kilometers, meters, centimeters and mm. Decimeter and decameter is not in your syllabus. Okay, but when you are finding and writing the table, you have to add decimeter and decameter. Remember children, decameter comes after hectares, decimeter comes after meters, so that you can count their units. Okay, so now just 2 more questions, then you can practice at home, and if you still have any problem, you can comment in my comments box, and then you can give me your problems. I will help you. Okay, so let's see one more problem here. If I say 40 meter mm square, how many cm square? Now children, you know 1 cm is 10 mm. So 1 centimeter square will be 100 mm. Okay, 10 times 10, 100. And now here we are converting from smaller to bigger. So you will divide with 100. This 0 cancel out. 4 divided by 10 is 0.4. Last question. Okay, let's take km square to meter square. Okay, so if I say 2.5 km square, how many meter square? Now you know children, 1 km is 1000, so 1 km square will be 1000 times 1000. Now here we are converting from big to small, so you will multiply. When we are multiplying with decimal, you will shift your decimal towards right. Okay, so 6 times you will shift your decimal towards right. Now don't forget 5 is also there. So means 5 occupy one space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is your final answer. I hope you enjoy and understand my class. Okay, don't forget to subscribe and like my channel. Thank you and have a nice day. Okay, hi children. One more topic is there, kilometer to miles. Okay, or miles to kilometer. Now sometimes in some countries the distance is not measured always in kilometers. Sometimes they are measuring in miles. Okay, so that time when we want to measure in miles, we have to, if we want to convert into kilometers, so how will you convert? Just remember, miles is bigger than kilometer, kilometer is smaller than miles. So if you want to convert from kilometer to miles, you have to use 5/8 as fraction, or if you are using in decimal, you will use 0.621. Okay, 5 divided by 8 is 0.621. Either you can use in decimal form or you can use in fraction form. Okay, or if you want to convert from miles to kilometers, just reciprocal it. So it will be 8/5 or 1.609. Okay, so now I will show you in both, in decimal also and in fraction also. So now here question is 32 miles. Now you know is bigger. So you will say 32 miles. How many kilometer? Your fraction is 8/5. Simply divide with denominator times with a numerator. So 32 divided by 5 is equals to 6.4 times with 8 will gives you 51.2 kilometer. So simply I have divided with denominator, that is 5, and multiply then the answer with 8. So I got 51.2. Now if I want to convert kilometer to miles, I will use 5/8 because kilometer is less than miles. So your fraction is also less than miles. Okay, so simply I divided 60 divided by 8, that is 7.5. Multiply by 5, so your answer will come 37.5. Okay, some of your questions or some of your questions say use decimal, that is this. So just remember that when you are converting from miles to kilometer, your decimal number is 1.609, or kilometer to miles you will use 0.621. Okay, so straight you multiply with the given decimal. You are converting from kilometer to miles, simply multiply 56 with 0.621. Then also you will get the same answer. Either you use this or you use fraction. Your answer will remain same. Thank you.